This presentation is focused only on that. You know, who is attacking us according to the media? It's the APT, right? And APT has been in every single marketing material, in every single device which is being sold right now, every single appliance. They advertise the ability to detect and protect against APT. Well, the problem is you cannot really protect against APTs. I mean, to protect against APTs, you need to decrease their motivation. You need to get rid of their motivation. And APT is not a technology which you're protecting for. You are basically protecting from the sniper. And to protect from the sniper, it's best to get out of the way of the rifle, or become invisible to the sniper, or grow a shell which is so difficult to penetrate that the sniper will not shoot because he knows he'll not get through. And for that, you need to become an advanced persistent defender, APD, which is a new term. To become an advanced persistent defender, standard learning is not enough. And standard education, which you get in the university, is definitely not enough. Because the guys you're fighting against are people who educate themselves day and night. They share knowledge day and night. They study new techniques all the time. And they didn't learn that in the university. In order to become an advanced persistent defender, you need to act in the same way. And you need to learn different kind of knowledge from what you can get from study books. Right, so this is the foundation. The foundation is just several books, a few books, which I recommend, which will lay the foundation of your growing as advanced persistent defenders. Of you being able to build a cyber fortress, you need some strategy knowledge, and the strategy knowledge is your base. Even though it's not technical, even though it's not fancy, but it's your base. Without a base, it will be very, very difficult to build on. So, the art of war. Many of you have heard about the art of war. It is laying the foundation of making a proper balance of power, of knowing when to attack, when to defend and when to flee, how to build your defenses. The art of war has been known across the hacker community for probably 20, 30 years, very well known. The two books following after have not been so known. The Art of Warfare by, some say, grandson of Sun Tzu, which is not definite because he might have lived several hundred years after Sun Tzu, is also a very good book. And the Book of Five Rings is a Japanese one. So The Art of War and The Art of Warfare are two books which are written by Chinese generals. And the Book of Five Rings has been written by a Japanese warrior. Some say that Book of Five Rings is being used by Yakuza to run all their business operations. And if the criminals are using this book for strategy, it might be a good idea for you as well to at least to read it. When you read these three books, which will lay the foundation of your understanding of warfare, try to think about parallels to the cyber world. And by reading once or twice, you will see that there are a lot of parallels. The Best of 2600 was and it still is a magazine published for dozens of years. And by reading the Best of 2600, you will lay a very good foundation for yourself, a very deep understanding of the whole history of cybersecurity. When you build this understanding, you will be easily able to build everything else which I'm going to be talking about in this presentation later on. Now, Stealing the Network is a series of books. This series is a series of novels. It's sometimes very unexpected from a cybersecurity expert to read novels to understand security. But it's a fact. And they are really extremely good novels explaining attacks in a captivating way. And when you finish them, you will see why they have been valuable to you, to understanding how attacks work in the real world and how to prevent such attacks in the future. Hacking Exposed is for people who are not very technical and who want to understand the technical side of cybersecurity, written in a simple way, explaining in a shallow way, but a lot of attacks. So if you're not technical, this is a very good book for you. And Security Intelligence is a book which will help you. It should be the last one you read in this series. It will help you build the security infrastructure in your company in a proper way. The whole book is extremely technical. If you're not the one who is building the security of your organization, maybe you will not need it. Now, as Sun Tzu says, being unconquerable lies with yourself. You cannot influence the enemy in any way. You cannot change them. You can only change yourself. You can only change the security posture of your organization. When you change that, you've become unconquerable. You've solved your task. As you can see, one of the primary points in this slide is removing the perimeter defenses. If you keep the perimeter defenses on, you will rely on a feeling of security which is not realistic. It is very far from being realistic. When you remove the perimeter defenses, you will start thinking about protecting the things which need protection. This is business applications and endpoints and servers. If you protect them, you really don't need perimeter defenses. Two companies that I know of have done this. The first company is Google, and the second is Coca-Cola. I've not heard of any other